Happy August the 1st, everybody. I want to welcome y'all to the Daily Reader podcast, where we read from the Daily Reader or a devotional, and we learn tools and principles, including but not limited to prayer, meditation, and breath work that help us stay more present and to live better lives. We meet on here Tuesday through Fridays at 7 a.m. and Saturday through Mondays at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. If any of y'all are new here, be sure to subscribe to this channel for content and podcast episodes. I want to thank you for being here. I really appreciate y'all. Coming on here, it makes me feel good that this message is getting out. Trying to help as many people as I can. So if y'all are benefiting from any of my videos or the live podcast, I appreciate y'all sharing them with your friends and family. So we'll go ahead, y'all, without further ado, go ahead and get started. Go ahead and find a stopping point in whatever you're doing right now. And just get to a place that's safe where you can get comfortable for the next little bit of time here, for about 10 minutes or so. I'll give you a little bit of time while you're doing that. I'm going to go ahead and light the candle this morning. All right. Hope everybody's doing great on this Friday. I know many of y'all are looking forward to the weekend. I usually work most of the weekend. I take Sunday off though. Looking forward to going to Greenville actually Sunday to a 12-step meeting with a friend of mine he's never been to before, so it's gonna be a good time. We're going Sunday evening. It's another fellowship that I'm involved with. I mentioned on here called ACA. So y'all might want to look into that one. It's a pretty good group. Probably my favorite one I've ever been to. That and Al-Anon's been my favorite two 12-step groups to go to. I usually get the most value out of, I find anyway. Things that I can use and apply to my everyday life. All right. Y'all should be in the right place by now. So we'll go ahead and get started. Go ahead and close your eyes. If you're comfortable doing that. And yeah, just go ahead and take some slow, deep breaths, breathing in your nose, out your mouth. Yeah, just relax this morning. And just focus on your breath And this morning we're going to do something a little bit different. So I want you to put your hand on your belly. Focus on when you breathe. Breathing in through your nose and letting your belly rise. Focus on that instead of your chest. Actually put one hand on your belly and one hand on your chest. Just focusing on breathing in through the belly. You're breathing in. Obviously we're breathing in through our mouths and our nose, but we're just saying focus on expanding your belly when you breathe instead of your chest. Forget about yesterday's regrets or tomorrow's worries. And just be here now in this present moment. You did the best you could yesterday. And today is a new day, new moment. I can always do things differently each day that I choose to if I didn't do the best that I thought I could the day before. There's always room for improvement. There's also no need to beat myself up or stir on the past regrets or anything like that. See you breathing. Just notice your hand, focus on your hand, your stomach expanding as your hand is on it. Just what that feels like. Processes like this that we do, y'all, are designed to get us present in our lives and out of our heads and into our bodies. So into the reality right here, right now, versus thinking about the future or worried about the past. Worried about the future, or thinking about regretting the past. All right, so one more breath. Take it in real deep on the inhale. On the exhale, blow it out audibly, releasing any tension you might be holding on to. But you may or may not even know you're holding on to it either. Sometimes we don't even realize it. This will expand your stomach and your chest. Get all the air you can in. And we're going to do the full serenity prayer today. And prayer. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things that I cannot change, courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Living one day at a time, enjoying one moment at a time, accepting hardships as the pathway to peace, taking as he did this sinful world as it is, not as I would have it, trusting that he will make all things right if I surrender to his will, so that I may be reasonably happy in this life and supremely happy with him forever and ever in the next. Okay, you can go ahead and open your eyes whenever you're ready, or you can keep them closed for the reading. That's fine too. Mentioned yesterday, today and tomorrow is going to be a little shorter than usual. It looks like just 2 half-page readers versus the full page. So All right. I grew up in an addict home. My parents argued a lot, and they told me not to talk. I had no voice or say about anything. I often felt scared, and I became a quiet, isolated child who was unresponsive when asked a question by a relative or friend. As a result, when I first came into the Al-Anon program, I found it difficult to share openly. However, as time passed and I continued attending meetings, I began to open up. Listening to other members gave me the courage to reveal myself a little at a time. It felt good to learn that it was okay to communicate my feelings and thoughts at meetings. Now I share frequently. My spirit is set free each time I take the risk to express myself to people who understand how I think and feel. Several years ago, a sponsee shared a phrase that highlighted my growth in this area. Now you're talking. Thought for the day. Sharing is the doorway through which we discover and impart our special gifts. In return, we gain self-worth and a sense of who we are. I'd just like to thank you for listening. If it wasn't for you, I'd probably still hide my feelings. I'd never really go after my dreams. And that's from the book Courage to Be Me, page 53. Good reading, y'all. Sorry, y'all. I've been a little late last night dealing with my grandmother and things of that right now, so it's kind of been, yesterday was kind of another hectic day, so today probably is going to be as well, to be honest. Just a lot going on with her right now we're trying to deal with. But for this, yeah, I really, I can't relate a whole lot even to this reading today, with the exception of I did, when I first started sharing in groups, I was like really nervous, and it was hard to do initially, I can say that, but I've always talked a lot, even growing up, and never really told it I couldn't talk. I mean, more than a couple times. I think I remember my mom telling me, you got two ears and one mouth for a reason. I had that happen a couple times, a few times, but it's nothing that really prevented me from actually talking and just like shutting down completely, like it says here in the reading. But finally I did come out of that nervousness, and getting in groups, like from my experience, getting in groups where you can be, where you can relate to the other, try to do my best to say I statements as much as I can. It's a practice that I do in 12 Steps, as well as a men's group that I'm in also, that I help co-host actually right now. Is I statements are important. So talking about me, not y'all, right? So that's what I want to be clear on that. But so I really do good, and think it's beneficial to be in groups where we can relate with the other people that are in the same group or church, right? Don't really matter what it is. It's something. It's important for me to be involved with organizations and community where I can relate to the other person, they can relate to me. We can all relate, right? So it really helps, and also it helps me to be able to share my gifts as well as listen to others, like it says here, listen to other people. Also, so yeah, if y'all have anything to share or add to that, feel free to do so in the comments as always. But otherwise, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and see if there's any live chats on here. Anybody left anything? I can address it. It doesn't look like it, so y'all see this later. For those of y'all that are not on here, I've seen a couple of y'all come on, so appreciate y'all doing so. The rest of y'all probably watch it later on, as it is quite early. And I'm not really a morning person either, to be honest, but I do 2 days a week at FedEx. So I've kind of had to become a little bit more of a morning person. At least a couple of days I do FedEx. Other days I slowly get up a little bit later until I have to go to FedEx, and I start getting back up earlier. So I kind of switch that out. But I usually go to bed at the same time every night, except for one night a week. I go to bed around 10:30. The rest of the week I usually the rest of the week, basically it is the rest of the week. 10:30. Go to sleep, and then one night a week I work really late doing Uber and stuff. I usually go to bed around midnight. So just try to keep my body. It's important with habits, y'all. I'm just gonna go off a sidetrack here. It's important with habits. If you want to develop, if I want to develop a habit, then what I have to do, this is evidence-based, y'all, is keep that habit 6 out of 7 days a week. And that'll allow me to do that. So that's why I only do one night a week that I stay up really, really late. The rest of the time I go to bed at the same time. And the body likes routine, y'all. So it's important that we have routines. From my experience here, this is from a health and wellness coaching class that I took, as well as a book I read called Atomic Habits. I think it's called Atomic Habits, I believe. The book that talks about if I want to develop a new habit, then it's okay to miss that habit one time a week. But when I do it twice a week, if I miss it, I'm actually setting up a new habit. So I've experienced that to be true, really. So it's good to stick to what I can, right? Most of the time, but every now and then you can miss something. It's not going to hurt anything, right? Once a week at least. So, but trust y'all got something out of that today, including my little side rant. And I hope everybody has a great Friday. I look forward to seeing y'all tomorrow. We'll go ahead and put out the candle here. And y'all take care. And as always, peace and love.